Alright guys, so it's time to give you my first impressions and the way I feel about the LG V20. So I've been using this for a little bit now and I thought, you know what, it's time to break the cover off of it today. Let's get it posted and let's let the people know how I feel about the LG V20. Now at first glance you just think, okay, this is a regular, you can tell this is an LG phone just based on the skin. I have it set up the way I want to, but you get over here into this setup and you can see all the icons there. So let's get into the settings. First thing I want to show you, I like the list view, so this is how I keep my phone when it's an LG phone. So I want to go into, there's a lot to cover on this phone. So I'm only going to cover, well, my reviews are in first impressions and about phones, devices. They're real world, average person doesn't get all deep into the settings and all that. They just use the phone pretty much. But if you're getting a phone like this, there's a lot that comes along with it, and there's a lot that you can get from this phone. So I wanted to show you the second screen here. There's not very many settings, but it just kind of gives you a quick tutorial. I already know how to use the second screen because I've had the V10, but this is for a person who just doesn't know, So you have a second display up top, and you've got actions you can do up there. I have my name. I keep it like this. I think that's pretty cool because I always use that on Twitter and Google Plus and Instagram, #JWilliams. And then you've got quick toggles here for sound, Wi-Fi, flashlight, which is just crazy bright, and then Bluetooth there. And these can all be adjusted, and these are the recent applications that you can get to. And there again, there's applications. So I basically just keep it here. Honestly, I'm just gonna keep it real. I think the second display is cool, but it's so far to the top, it's not really functional for most people, and so I'm forced to use another hand anyway. But the second display is cool. I like that LG is like Samsung. They have themes, they have theme store, so you can change the theme of the phone, and I think that's actually pretty tight. Like you go with this bold black. I took it all, I had it set to this, but I put it back to the factory just for the initial startup of this video. But you can definitely turn it to something that looks completely different. It's very eclectic. I really like this. So there you have it. That's the way you can change the themes. It's really sweet. I'll change it back for the purpose of this video. But LG's theme store, probably not as big as Samsung's. I don't believe it is. Somebody can correct me in the comments, but I don't think that it is. My wallpaper. I'll just go on with the video. But in the settings here on this phone, I think one of the high points in selling about this phone is the DAC. When you plug in a headphone, you're gonna get some serious. This has a quad DAC, so I mean you're gonna get some serious sound from this phone. I'm not just saying that. I'm not just promoting that. It's because that's what LG is saying. I'm telling you firsthand. Plug your headphone and plug a nice premium set of headphones in if you can. If you can get some, you will be pleased, to say the least. So memory out of the box, I've actually got all my applications that I will ever probably load up on this phone. Like all my phones are exactly the same. They're set up exactly the same, like literally. If you look at my home screens, I keep everything, I keep them the same because I want to be able to be the same on each one. Call me boring, I don't know. I just like it uniformed. I am a military man, so. Anyway, memory on here, you can see you have about almost 2 gigs free of the 4 gigs. That's actually pretty hot. And I'm gonna go down to about, because this was the first official non-Google phone that was running 7.0. Now my Pixel is running 7.1, but this is pretty hot. My Pixel has the October update security patch, and this has September. So I'm pretty sure that they'll push out more things on this phone. This is their flagship. I mean, they're gonna stick with this, and they're gonna make sure that it's up to date. You can now some people might not like this layout here with the no app tray, but again, they have the easy home, and then you have your home and app tray here, so you can switch it. I've had it set up the other way. I've gotten so used to it, but you can switch it like this. It is possible now. They've got it right in there. but I have it set up the other way, and it sounds crazy, but you just get kind of used to it. Just having the quick access to everything, just swipe over, boom, it's there. It's convenient. And I have all these applications right here. Like I said before, they're the same on all devices, so I know exactly where everything is at. I have no intentions on changing it, and that's just kind of how I do it on all the devices. And now if I change it on this one, I'll change it on all of them. So let's get to what you really want to talk about. Probably is the camera. The camera on this phone is good, and I'll have a video sample, and I'll compare this phone's camera to the iPhone 7, the Pixel, just some other phones that I feel like you guys would want to see me compare it to. A lot of people have been saying the iPhone 7, and I'm going to do that. So on the top here, I'll give you a quick run through. You've got the microphone for noise cancellation. You have something that Samsung took away and a lot of OEMs took away that had it at one point, the IR blaster. This is very convenient. It really is. On the back here, you've got that dual camera setup, laser autofocus, I believe, is there, and you've got the dual tone LED flash. And the fingerprint reader doubles, the home button doubles as a fingerprint reader, so that's pretty hot. Along this side, this is how you actually take, I'll get to the feel in a second, but here's the volume rocker on this side, which I think is pretty hot. I'm glad they did that. And then you've got the button down here to take off the back cover, because even though this is a metal phone, it's got a metal back. This is plastic down here though, and on the top. Reception, you're gonna have to have some good reception. You've got access to an SD card slot and your SIM tray there, and removable battery. So I mean, this is, and this phone has NFC. It's loaded up pretty good. So the phone is actually pretty nice, man. I mean, I think you'll be very impressed when you feel this phone in your hand. You're going to say there is absolutely no way that this phone is built of metal or has any kind of metal on it. It's so lightweight with the battery in it. It's actually really nice. It's hard to believe that that's what this is. So it's got some nice, decent front and rear cameras, like I said before. But I think the most important part is along the bottom here. You've got the headphone jack, microphone, and you've got that speaker there. Now the speaker is okay. It's not the loudest speaker. Some people might say, oh, it's fantastic. But it's not as bad as the Pixel, I guess I should say. The Pixel is not bad. It's just not loud. But here's where the phone is kind of slamming hard on other phones, is the DAC in this phone, the Quad HD. Now if you go to the Quad DAC, I should say, if you go to the top settings up here, I have mine set. I have it set like this for quick access, but you can swipe all the way down and you can see all the settings here. Now the first 6 are primarily how it would normally be, but with LG, they have it a little different here. Let me show you. They've got, so like if I pull down the first 6 on here, I can actually see the first 6. You see? But on LG, they've got the little drop down thing right there, so it goes away. I only get just the 5. See? So another thing is the screen brightness. This screen is bright, but it's definitely not the brightest screen. And I've had this before with the other LG phones, man. The screen is bright, but it's definitely not the brightest screen. I really wish they would have given, I don't know what it is, but a lot of the screens, or the screens on some LG phones just are not that bright, man. I don't know what it's about, man. It's just not, it doesn't look as bright and sharp and vivid. Like example, that's all the way up right there, right? Now look at my Pixel, which is at 50%, right? And I don't use auto bright. You see what I mean? And I'll put a more vibrant picture. If you want me to put a more vibrant wallpaper on here, I'll do that. I'm trying to get one that's kind of close and matching to that. I'll do, let's do this one. So you see the difference here. The Pixel, the LG V20 screen just doesn't look as bright even at 100%. Now, it's not just this phone. There's several other LG phones that I've had where the screen brightness just was not bright. But that doesn't mean it's a bad screen. It's just this phone, for some reason, and several other phones, LG phones, they just don't do well with brightness on certain things. So that's neither here nor there. The phone is still really, really solid. It feels so good in the hand. It feels very premium. And wow, I can't tell you enough. I like the sloping design here. If you can kind of see that, it's kind of it kind of slopes off on the bottom and slopes off on the top. And then the phone itself has like a little, it curves in the back of the hand, so it flows right into your hand like a smooth, you know. So the V20 thus far has been, it's good. I mean, if I could complain about anything, I just told you, I don't think the screen is that bright. Because if I put it back, you know, I don't like to use auto bright. You know, to me, in my experience, it hurts the battery a lot. So it's just kind of one of those things. So you're gonna have to crank it up, or at least to here, in order to, if you're those people that don't use auto bright, to get some real clarity on the screen. Because I'm in a well lit room, and the screen, you saw the difference when I compared it to the Pixel. Nonetheless, though, this phone is actually super premium in the hand. It feels really good, and I know people are gonna probably ask questions like how's this and how's that. I'll get to a full review soon. I've kind of changed it up now. I don't like to do unboxings much anymore. I would prefer to use the phone first. You've seen, by the time I get the phones now, sometimes you've already watched an unboxing on everyone else's channel, so I don't mind, you know, share the love. However, I want to dig right into the products now, you know. So this phone is a big phone. It's not a small phone, but it's a good phone. It feels really premium. And I think if you were to pick this up, you're gonna, when you pick it up, you're gonna say, wow, that thing is thin. It just doesn't look like this. It almost looks like a toy, but it's super premium feeling in the hand. And the metal back and removable back, there's a lot of advantages to this particular phone. It's got a removable battery, SD card slot. It's got a metal frame, metal backing, superior cameras to a lot of phones. I'll show you that in another video. IR blaster, a quad DAC. I mean, what more could you ask for? LG's bringing it again. I'm pretty excited for everybody who picked this phone up. I think you got a winner. So I'll have more videos up on this phone in a little bit, so look for them. This is just my first impressions and hands-on with the LG V20, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.